Probably. There's wild horses walking across the road, stands there and then walks over, sticks his head in the window, and an apple. So he got the horse an apple, but it was like that was the horse. He stuck his head in the window. And there's horse in the window. It's a tradition. It is me.
Hey, so I feel like there are some people that I know are coming that aren't here yet, so I was kind of holding off starting. I like to start right on time, but I think we will actually get going now, and we'll just leave the back door open, and we'll keep this kind of casual and cool, and you know, you can come and go as you please. If you need to get up and go to the restroom, I don't. It's not a formal situation where you got to worry about getting up and moving around if you need to get up and move around. Okay, so thank you for coming. This is the winter concert, and we have 3 great groups for you, and we're small but we're mighty, and we're doing some really cool stuff. And I feel like the kids really are interested and learning about some different genres of music, and we got a few different things for you. And so the first group that we're going to get up is what I'm calling it a jazz band, and it's actually just a little jazz combo. And what's that? Oh. Anyway, it's a very small group, and I've supplemented with some terrific musicians from the local area. We had a drummer, and I'm not sure what happened with our drummer, so my friend Sean Brennan, who has been teaching that drummer, is going to sit in with us. And we have a terrific trombone player, too, who is going to be kind of covering for the tuba player. And this is a small jazz group, and we're doing New Orleans jazz style stuff, kind of traditional early jazz stuff. So why don't we go ahead and get up on stage, and let's play our tunes. So the first tune we're going to do today is tonight is When the Saints Go Marching In. Most of you probably heard it, and it's a traditional tune. And I just was asked why is it just it doesn't list a songwriter, and it's because it goes back pretty far in the pantheon. and it's just they're not really sure who wrote it, and it's probably taken on many forms. And here's ours. Thank you. That's kind of infectious, right?
All right, our next tune is sort of similar in nature, and is part of that same New Orleans sort of style jazz, and it's a tune that you probably have heard, maybe if you're old enough, and it's called Bill Bailey, Won't You Please Come Home? Yep. That's one more time.
featured Chase. I'm not sure we can hear him as good as we'd like to hear him. I'm not sure, Joel, if there's something we can do to try to make sure Chase can be heard when he's, yeah. Well,
Maybe the idea would be for everybody, when somebody's doing something like that, we think about coming down to make sure that you can hear the soloist, if you hear a soloist. All right, the next tune we're gonna do is,
Can you turn down a little bit? You can turn you guys up a little bit. Maybe we can hear him better.
there you go, there we go, thank you.
Absolutely.
I feel good. All right.
next tune is another New Orleans standard. It's called St. James Infirmary. It says Joe Primrose here, but and a million people have done it. And here's our version.
All right, here we go. 1, 2,
1.
Trace Norris on the vocals here. I have to admit, Trace is one of my best friends in this music program, and he's brought so many ideas into the class and inspired so many fun little adventures into different tunes, and that was one of them. So we got one more for you. I wanna call these folks out real quick. We got Jan on flute. Jan is she's an exchange student from Spain and is a fabulous classical flute player, and I've been trying to expose her to a little bit of the New Orleans jazz side of things. We got Kaylin Wilson on bass back there. Kaylin is killing it. He can play all kinds of metal stuff, but then he came in and I started turning him on to this traditional stuff, and he just went for it right away. And he gets it. He understands form. He's in tune. He's just and he plays great time. Everything you would ever want to have in a bass player. So yeah, he's going to be able to do just about anything he wants on the bass, I think, if he decides he wants to do that. We got Sean Brennan back there on drums. He's another one of our guests, and Kevin Krause. And we have Tiffany Chastain back there on guitar. Yeah. And Tiffany's been a joy. She's worked really hard to get some of these things. She's playing up the neck on the guitar, which is not an easy thing to do. Playing bar chords is difficult, and she's had to work out some stuff. And I'm told she has a dad that's really into playing guitar, so we were excited. And I said, well, you pick his brain and go home and practice and figure out, help him, have him help you figure out how to do it. So. All right, we got one more for you. This one's a little bit more of a modern thing. It's a soul jazz tune by a guy named Horace Silver. It comes out of the 60s, so we're doing a little bit of a quantum leap forward from the other old stuff, and it's called Song for My Father, and it's one that they all thought they really liked, and so we decided to have that be our last tune for our set. So, Song for My Father. High School Jazz. Thank you. All right, guys, let's get off stage, and we're just going to do a real quick transition, and we'll get the guitar class.
Give us just a second. Do you guys remember your order? Looks like you're ready. I did that is I just wanted to make sure everybody was kind of relatively in tune. People were taking the guitars outside and stuff after I had tuned them 3 times, and I was just wanted to make sure it sounded good. And I also want to point out those really nice guitars that we got with a little bit of COVID money last year, year before. It's a whole fleet of tailored big baby Taylor guitars, and when they're all in tune, they really ring and sound great. So, and that was a little example of that. It sounded pretty good. Okay, all right. We have a couple of Americana tunes, and the first one is by a guy named Jimmy Driftwood. And Jimmy Driftwood wasn't his real name, and I don't remember his last name, but Jimmy Driftwood was an Arkansas principal who liked to, he also was a history teacher, and he would write songs that gave you a little bit of history lesson in the lyric. And this is one that he wrote about the Battle of New Orleans, and you get to learn when it happened and all that stuff in it. So, all right, here we go. You guys ready? Ready to rock? Can you see me? If you can't see me, you're gonna need to see me. You are going to need to see me? All right, let me move forward. I think I can remember the lyrics. Is that better? All right, ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and... It was right, so that's Battle of New Orleans. I just have to say that one of the things that we've been working on really hard is just playing good time, okay? And I keep telling them that the only thing, you know, really the one thing between a good musician and kind of not so good musician is the fact that they really pay attention to their time, okay? And if you watched, I felt like the choreography was pretty good. Arms were going up and down at the right time. We were strumming together, right? Strumming together is probably the most critical thing you could ever do in this class, and they've taken to it pretty well. I tell them every day when they're leaving class, I say, hey, you need to pat yourself on the back and thank yourself for taking a guitar class that is going to be something that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. You're going to have this beginning, amount of skill for the rest of your life. And a lot of them came in not playing any guitars at all, and they're really playing pretty good. And they've got a lot of chords and a lot of the chords that you need to play the tunes that they may go after someday when they suddenly realize, hey, it's pretty fun to play the guitar. I think I'll pull it out and play. Right? And they'll think, wow, what's that tune? And then they'll start figuring out chords, and they'll be able to find the chords because they already have them under their fingers. So it's been really fun. I got to say one more thing, and then we're going to play Roger Miller's "River in the Rain." Over the last few years I've been doing this. It's kind of been up and down, but this class has been some of the sweetest people in the whole wide world, and it's really, if they're your kids, man, way to go, because they're such a nice bunch of people. They're just nice. They come in every day. They want to work. They want to learn how to do something cool, and I haven't had to sell real hard on it. It's just they just come in and they really want to do it, and they're not shucking and driving and doing other stuff. They're getting out their guitar. They're tuning them. They're doing the things that they want to do, So. I probably should call them out, and I don't remember all their last names, but it's Alex and Jay and Mason and Piper and Ellie and Chance and his brother Tyson and Ben and Alex and Andrew. And I got to say a special thanks to Kalana, who's one of our exchange students who just came in and I said, hey, do you want to play bass? And he said, sure. And he jumped on it and played it. And you'll see later, I said, do you want to play a little bit of mandolin? And he said, sure. So, and it turns out he plays just about everything a little bit, and he can pick up just about anything he wants to. So we've had Kalana on bass, and it's been great. So thank you, Kalana. And thank you all, guys. Okay, here's our next tune and our last tune. Well, maybe not our last tune, but it's our tune for this set. It's called River in the Rain. It's a Roger Miller tune. And you ready? Okay, here we go. I'm just going to say that before we start so I don't have to say it while we're playing. Don't rush me. Stay relaxed. 1, 2, 3, and... River in the rain. Sometimes at night you look like a long white train, winding your way away somewhere.